Hi, I'm Suzanne Rousson, and I am the mother of Sylvain, or sweetheart.
I'm Raymond Rousson. I'm the dad of Sylvain.
Sylvain has an older brother, Alain, and he has his sister, Melanie, and Melanie lives in Ottawa with us also.
So my name is Melanie, and I am Sylvain's older sister.
My name's Isabel, and I was Sylvain's girlfriend. A high school sweetheart, yeah, for sure. It was perfect. I met Sylvain in 10th grade English class, and he came up to me and I was drawing because I like to draw and sketch, and he's like, "Oh, what are you drawing?" I'm like, "Oh, a cartoon character of some kind." And he's like, "Oh, could you draw me?" I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm like, "I'll draw you if you draw me." So we ended up doing each other's sketches. And the drawing he did of me was terrible, but I kept it and I still have it to this day.
Sylvain growing up was a bit of a goofball. He was always outgoing, always laughing, always a happy child. Made friends really quickly. He always went out of his way to help others.
He had a lot of friends.
I'm Kevin.
Okay.
Eric.
Sebastian.
Gene.
Man, he was the first guy ready to help you out. Just no matter what the issue was, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 For
I
sure.
wouldn't have graduated high school without him. I wouldn't do.
That's
sadly
really true.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together, just hanging out and trying to make each other laugh. And the silliest guy would usually, be Sylvain. He was always willing to take it a step further than most of us were willing to, and really get the biggest laugh out of all of us.
Yeah, he was okay being the center of attention.
Yeah.
So I usually gravitated towards him
Yeah.
at some point.
And he was good at it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
could
he
handle
never,
it.
never, ever gave up on a bit.
We bought our first house. We got it built by Minto. Sylvain was in construction. He was plumber, the most amazing plumber. And this house had to be perfect. And he stayed late every day, worked 7 days a week. And he would always check up on the house, and he would always point at his coworkers and be like, "This is wrong, this has to be changed." And it's just everything meticulous. It was, it was done. That house, probably the best house on the block. Yeah.
I've seen him using a hammer and literally hit his thumb to the point where the nail comes flying off and he's bleeding like crazy, and all he does is, "Oh," and then keeps going with his work as if nothing happened. He's put bathtubs on his back and walked them up to the second floor all by himself. So he was very strong, and he had a very high tolerance for pain.
Having a bit of the depression started mainly as he got a bit older in his teens, then I would say. And then he started a bit questioning himself, and he had a major, I would say, a bout of it when he was about 18 or so. At first, he was able to get out of bed and he would work and whatever. He was also diagnosed with severe sleep apnea at one point. So even though he would be in bed for hours and hours, he just wasn't getting the sleep that he required.
Maybe in the last few years, I saw a change. The last year. It was hard.
I remember my sister threw a Halloween party the October, so his last Halloween, I guess. And him and Isabelle showed up later. He cut his hair, shaved the beard, because part of this costume, they were being like the Atlantis something. And I just remember I had already been there at the party for an hour or two, and then as he walks in, I make eye contact with him, and I kind of just give him the kind of stranger nod, like the, "Hey," and then I walk by him, and then I see Isabelle give her a big hug, and then it clicked. The guy I walked right by, and I looked him in the eyes, is my best friend. I walked right by him, and it was kind of chilling, because
Yeah.
he was that wasn't Sylvain.
It was a really change of personality. Sometimes I didn't recognize him at all. And it was gradual. It was a lot of mood changes in his mood. He was happy one moment and sad the other.
as a mother, what you want for your children is for them to be well and happy and just have a great life. That's what we want for them. Unfortunately, as much as I tried, and I wasn't able to take that pain away.
It hurts a lot because you want to do everything you can to help them. And it's hard when they don't see that. They don't see that they need help. So it's hard to help someone that doesn't know that they have an issue.
I had called him to say that I would go and help him on his job to be able to catch up. And then when we discuss his work, I ended up going to help him. It took a big 10 minutes to do the work, but for him, it was a mountain that he had to climb. And I went with him 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it was done, that's it.
But at that point, everything was just too much. Every little thing that he did was just too much. It just seemed like a mountain. And he was not like that before he was ill. On January 19, 2017, Sylvain was having a really, really bad day. In the morning, his girlfriend Isabelle had called me to say that Sylvain was having a bad day. So I called him at it was around 10 o'clock. And I spoke to him and he said, "Mom, I have to go speak to my boss. I'll call you back." And I said, "Okay," but I said, "You make sure you call me right after." And he called back. It was 11:45. And what he said to me was, "Mom, I'm calling to say bye. I love you, Mom." And he hung up. Those were his last words. So obviously at that time, I tried to call him again. He didn't pick up. So I called 911. So I'm the one that made the call to 911 to go so that they would go pick him up and hopefully save him.
No, I'm not angry at him. I'm sad that he's gone. I miss him very much and I love him very much, but as somebody who also suffers from depression, I know how hard and how much emotional pain can be. And Sylvain was probably one of the strongest people I've ever met. So the idea that he was in so much pain that the only way for that to go away was to take his own life shows me just how much pain he was in.
What I would say to Sylvain if I could, Sylvain, Mommy loves you so much. Always remember that. And even in your passing, love doesn't go away. You will always be in my heart.